So when we said service learning, people were like, what is that? They had no idea. And we had horror stories from people who would try to get a service learning initiative started at their university. And it would be totally undermined by the faculty who didn't think it was credible. We knew if it didn't have academic legitimacy, it wouldn't get ingrained in the university culture. So we decided, okay, well, the Campus Y is a sort of an incubator for these sort of things. So Y basically told us, we'll give you a mailbox. And it did. We formed a leadership team the same way I joined the Y. Found people, twisted their arm, and got them to join. And as soon as they got involved, they really saw the value of it. And they picked up the leadership in a powerful way. And so apples came out of a lot of the work at the Y, linking the curriculum to extracurricular stuff. For me, that was born out of my experience, learning so much from outside activities, and then having to be complemented by everything I was learning in the classroom and thinking about in class. It made it real. The Y really made that real.
A big issue during the 90s was creating a freestanding Black cultural center. In my memory, it was a time where I think things got really tough for the Y. The university had agreed to build a Black cultural center, but it was going to be somewhere way on South Campus. The students at the Y who had been fighting for the Black cultural center were just not okay with that. So they lined up and kept fighting and said, no, this is not going to work. We're going to keep fighting until we get that Black Cultural Center on the main campus. And that's where it got really heated. The Y was in opposition, aggressively in opposition with the administration. There was a lot of tension. And that could have been one of those times where I think there was a lot of, temptation to just shut the Y down. But the students from the Y would just not back down. And I feel like that was a really tough and courageous stance. And ultimately, it played out. They won that fight. And I think most people are really glad that they did. There was a ton of pressure to back off and to be okay with a so-called middle ground solution.